morning and welcome to Trail Grazers, where we focus on great food for the trail and take you along with us on our trail trips, of which we have 5 trailer trips already reserved in various places around our state and region. So we are excited to do some preliminary work today. We are going to be doing a pork tenderloin on the Cobb Grill just for practice. So once we get out at camp, then we know everything is going to run smoothly. So here is our little tenderloin. These are such great buys in our grocery store here. We can get these for between $5 and $6, and they are between 1.5 and 2 pounds. I have rubbed oil on it and then salt and pepper, and of course you can put any seasoning on that you wish. There are several seasonings that work just great, but we just love it plain with salt and pepper, and it cooks to perfection on the Cobb Grill, and Jim has really perfected that. So after several practices, he's going to tell you some of the things that we have learned about some of the recipes that are online and how we have had to adjust them, so he'll take care of that. So I think, are you ready outside, Jim?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're going to head outside and Jim is going to take over.
Okay, so hi, how are you doing? We're going to go out here and we're going to look at the idea of cooking tenderloin, as Pam suggested a few minutes ago, inside. And there are a number of things we have to go ahead to do to get ready. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use our cotton balls and Vaseline. It's real good for our charcoal. We have 10 charcoal pieces, and they light quickly, and it's something that we have for emergency preparedness as far as the cotton and the Vaseline. So what I'm going to do is see if I can get my torch to work. There we go. These work much better than just straight charcoal. They're great for getting things started, and we put it on top like that. And it gets going. Again, we've got 10 pieces of charcoal in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and once we get things started, we're going to go ahead and put our chimney on top, and we'll be able to view it as it continues and as it builds up and starts to crust over with ash.
That was such a great idea that you discovered that it's a perfect fit over the cob. So it's just as if those charcoal were being prepared inside that chimney. It's just great.
And it helps reduce the possibility of wind blowing out the charcoal, that kind of thing. And once we end up having the charcoal ashed over, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our Grill Plus on. But one of the things that we found, according to what Cobb stated, was we needed to be able to use these items, and this is the fence roasting
Rack.
Fence roasting rack, to put the grill grid to put on the grill grid, and it was supposed to work very well. We found out that the heat was being deflected too much, and we decided to go ahead and use another item that they sent us.
So that was in a recipe by Cobb then?
Yes, it was. So once the charcoal is ready and ashed over, we'll go ahead and put this on the Griddle Plus on the grill, or on the cob. On this, we ended up using hamburger and steak, and it did very, very well. And the experiments that we've done just recently using the Griddle Plus works very well also. So we'll go ahead and we'll place this on when the charcoal is ready, and we'll be back. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and come back. The charcoals are ready, and I'm going to go ahead and lift the chimney up to give you a chance to see what it looks like. And one of the things that we found is that the charcoal has to be ashed over for all practical purposes all over. Otherwise, the heat doesn't completely function the way it's supposed to. So we've got our Griddle Plus right here. we're going to go ahead and put our lid over it. And I think Cobb said, 3 to 5 minutes or something like that, it should be up to temperature. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we'll check the temperature of the Griddle Plus in a few minutes with our thermal gun and see if it's up into the high 90s or high 300s, low 400s, something like that. Then we'll put the tenderloin on and go from that point. All right, we're going to go ahead and check the temperature. And one of the things I want to remind you is that the lid has a knob that turns, which you can go ahead and shut that, close that down, and increase the temperature inside the dome itself. What I'm going to do is go ahead and check the temperature of the Griddle Plus, and hopefully it'll be somewhere around 400. 419. So that should make it ready for us to go ahead and put the tenderloin on, and we'll go ahead and do that now. And we'll kind of go from there. Okay, what I mentioned earlier, what I wanted to be able to do was to go ahead and see if we can get these sides done. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the probe real quick. And see if I can turn it. I think that might work. I think that worked. All right, we're going to come back and turn the meat again. And one of the things I want to let you know is that we're doing this because the sides of the meat don't get done if we just go we just roll it over.
The sides of the bacon?
The sides of the bacon, excuse me. Thank you very much.
Looking beautiful.
It is. So turn it again. Probe back in. So we're going to go ahead and wait till it gets up a temperature. We may have to turn it again just to make sure that we have all the bacon done, and we'll kind of monitor it from that point. So we've got the internal temperature of 127 degrees, and what I want to do is go ahead and check the bacon again and turn the tenderloin. And I've got to remove the probe and turn it again. Oh, that's what I need to do, is turn it there.
It smells incredible.
Yeah, I just hope I can. So we put it in the thickest part again for the temperature, and it looks like we may not, well, so we're going to go ahead and put it back on to see if we can get that last side done. And one of the things that we're doing again is we're using charcoal, and the charcoal doesn't burn as long as the cobblestone. And the cobblestone, according to Cobb, burns about 2.5 hours or thereabouts. But what we've also found out is that the charcoal burns, 45 minutes to an hour. And on the other hand, we've also found that the cobblestone, we can reuse the cobblestone. So we've got a video on Rose Red explaining the whole idea of the cobblestone and being able to be used again.
That's coming up Monday.
We'll be back in a little bit. We'll check it again, the temperature, and it looks like it's going to be ready before too long. All right, the temperature is, internal temperature is 149. We're going to go ahead and pull it off and put it on our serving platter. I need to remove the probe and looks fantastic.
It is gorgeous.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this in the house and let it rest for a little bit, and then we'll cut into it and see how it looks. So while we're letting that cool in there, so we can go ahead and cut it open and taste it.
Taste it, I can't wait.
Oh, fantastic. What I want you to do is take a look at the charcoal and what's left. And it was about an hour or so that the charcoal was actually on. The tenderloin itself was on about a half hour or so. And what I'd like to do is show you what the Griddle Plus looks like. And these are all the droppings and everything from the tenderloin. So again, one of the things we want to say is that according to Cobb, you don't want to leave any of the accessories on the Cobb itself. You need to take it and pull it off and let them cool off. All right, it's been under the dome for about 10 or 15 minutes, something like that. And this is what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut it, but first I want to go ahead and pull out all of the toothpicks. And we have a number of them that Pam was able to insert to make sure that the bacon stayed on. And there's one there. And I don't think there are any others.
Oh, yes, there are, but we'll find them.
Okay, here we go. Another one here. Another one here. Another one here.
Bacon looks done all the way around.
It looks done all the way around.
That's fantastic.
And I thought I saw another one. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut it and see what it looks like.
Look at that.
That looks fantastic.
It does.
So let's move it out of the way a little bit. And would you like a small bite?
I would.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Jim. It is literally melt in your mouth. It is so good.
Yeah, they used to talk about Chateaubriand being that way too. So let's see what it tastes like. That's nice. It is melting in your mouth. The bacon flavor is a little less on that end than what we've seen before. But as we go through it, I'm sure the bacon flavor will kick in again and we'll have that flavor. So thanks for joining us and watching us work on the Cobb as well as fixing the tenderloin. And we'll see you out there on the trail.